A huge amount of politics has broken out over the question of whether investigative agencies are using differential standards in the handling of these two VIP sons.
I do not hold a brief for Aryan Khan or for anybody who has been arrested in this whole drug abuse matter. I think the truth should prevail. I think there should be an impartial inquiry. What I do raise questions over is what kind of kid glove treatment was given to the son of India's State Home Minister, Ashish Misra.
Let me remind you that drug is a menace for the society. There are many parents. Ask the parents whose children are suffering because they have become drug addict. There are peddlers, and peddlers are there. There are people who are consuming. There is youth who is actually becoming drug addict. It is a menace for the society, and you are taking it so lightly. I don't know what is wrong with you.
The father is India's State Home Minister. His son
you
is
have asked me a
behind
question. Let me
for
respond.
mowing down people, for mowing down farmers. You believe
let
this can be an impartial inquiry? Come on.
Not doing anything for 8 days, yes, that is something remiss on the part of the enforcement agency. And the other difference is here, the investigating agency is the state authority, but in the Mumbai case, the Cruise case, it is different because it is a drugs case, it is investigated by a central intelligence agency, and it has been investigated right from the day one. Treating all these disparate people as a gang or as a like-minded syndicate conspiring together is kind of appears to be a little excessive. Because I also feel that there should have been a very fair assessment of the charges which have been invoked. So if there is no possession, it is only consumption, and there is recovery from other people which could not be directly related to this, I don't think there is any ground.
That the Supreme Court wrapped the UP government, Mr. Harish Salve, who apparently charges 80 lakhs for one a hearing, happened to represent them. And Mr. Harish Salve admitted to the Supreme Court there had been serious lapses. And he accepted the fact that, the blow on the knuckle. So let's not say there is no interference. Now with Shah Rukh Khan's son, there is no murder, no terrorism, no rape, no this. I mean, he can't even. So I'm really surprised that he hasn't got bail because he can't interfere with the evidence. They've already got all the evidence they need. Sushant Singh, the death case, how he died, they found out who was having what drugs in whose party. Amazing stuff. I couldn't believe it. I'm disappointed, almost ashamed.
Is there a coal crisis or not in the country at the moment?
I am not the right person to answer whether there is a coal crisis or not. I'm assuming that if there is a crisis, let us try and understand why is this crisis.
Yes.
To me, that is more important than debating on whether there is a crisis. It could be a political issue or whatever issue. Today we have the crisis because probably we didn't invest sufficiently in Coal India. Look at what happened after 2017, after the 2015-16 bumper coal production. What happened in 2017? There is no CMD Coal India for full 1 year. Even today, 2 subsidiaries of Coal India do not have CMDs. Now, if you don't have the top management working, how do you expect the momentum to continue? I think
one is maybe Coal India has not expanded the way it could have or ought to. Number 2, COVID situation had put a lot of things in limbo, and activity was low. The international prices of coal have spurted.
Several agencies were caught napping, both at the state and central level. That's number 1. Number 2, I have found it a little perplexing that first the power ministry, the minister himself goes and talks about the crisis, and then within hours and a day after that report appeared in a national newspaper, an interview perhaps, then there has been significant sort of clarifications, including a statement from the coal ministry, which says 2 points, Rajdeep, very quickly, that there has been an increase of close to 9.5% in overall power generation in the month of September, and that the total supply of coal during the same month is higher than what was in 2019.
Coal production itself has fallen, as Mr. Swarup says.
Overall coal production numbers would not be applicable in this situation, with due regard to Mr. Swarup, and his every point is right. I would say that we need to focus on the coal supply position with respect to thermal power plants.
We repeatedly hear and say that terror has no religion. But is a drug bust now being linked to the religion of one of the many accused by the former Chief Minister of the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir? Muslims are being targeted to, in her words, satiate the sadistic wishes of BJP's core vote bank. But she's not the only one.
If you look into the history of Mehbooba Mufti, she has been talking like this. After she lost the control and power of politics in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, she is trying to find a space for her politics.
Since past 2 decades almost, we have seen the changing narrative in overall India, and thanks to those who have initiated it. And every political slogan goes like that. If it is Bharatiya Janata Party, they will blame Adman community. If it is Mehbooba Mufti, she will blame the names are being used and religions are being used for everybody's political reasons and political gain.
It's not the first time that drug peddlers have been taken on by the central agencies. If you recall, in Sushant Singh Rajput's case, a drug leak was found and there were lots of arrests made. I don't think that was driven by any religion.